This is not a joke, your person was forced to leave you. Finally. Now the full shocking tea. Archangel Michael says, the moment has come when the veil is tearing apart, and the truth you were not ready to face is stepping into your life. A truth that has been hidden, manipulated, and twisted around you. Tonight, you are about to hear why the person closest to your heart was forced to walk away. The air around you carries whispers of betrayal, secrets, and choices that were made behind closed doors. This is not a simple departure, but a forced separation shaped by hands you never thought would be against you. The shocking truth is wrapped in layers of silence that are breaking apart now. Your soul feels the heaviness of abandonment, but it was never their wish to leave. Circumstances chained them, decisions from others bound their feet, and unseen forces directed their exit. Their steps away from you were not guided by their heart but by the pressure placed upon them. This message comes at a time when you are ready to listen, even if the pain cuts deeper than you imagined. Every word you are about to receive will shake your chest, but it is necessary for the healing that is long overdue. Do not close your ears now, because everything you were denied is finally being revealed. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, unseen struggles were happening in the background of your life. While you smiled, while you trusted, another hand was pulling strings like a puppet master. The one you loved most was placed in a cage of decisions they could not break free from. The person was threatened, pushed, and cornered by circumstances too strong for them to resist. They were warned of what might happen if they stayed close to you. They were made to believe that leaving you was the only way to protect you from greater harm. Imagine them holding on to you, their heart burning to stay, yet every path was blocked. The weight of their silence was heavier than the chains that held them down. They left not because they wanted to but because they had no other choice. And now you carry the wound, believing they abandoned you. But the truth is, they fought until the very last second before surrendering to the forces stronger than their will. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Every sign around you was whispering something, but you brushed it aside as coincidence. The distance in their voice, the hesitation in their eyes, the sudden silence, they were all cries for help. But the manipulation was so deep that even you could not see through the fog. There were people who feared what your union represented. Together, you carried a strength that threatened their plans. They believed that removing your person from your side would weaken you, but they never realized that revealing this truth would awaken you instead. They used lies, twisted stories, and created illusions to break what was divinely meant. But no matter how strong the storm was, your connection never fully died. It still beats like a hidden flame, waiting for the day it can rise again. The forces who tried to erase love underestimated the power of destiny. No manipulation can bury what was written by higher hands. What is yours will circle back, no matter how many obstacles are placed in its path. Type Amen to get blessing 555. You must understand that the pain you feel is not betrayal from your person but betrayal from those around you. Your person was silenced, controlled, and forced into decisions that their heart never agreed with. This truth is not to break you, but to free you from the lies that chained your soul. They still think of you. They still feel the bond that no distance can erase. And though they were forced to leave, their spirit lingers beside you, protecting you in silence. The shocking truth is not meant to hurt you but to awaken your power. The moment you accept it, you begin to heal from the wounds others inflicted on your story. You are stronger than they imagined, and this truth is proof of it. Archangel Michael says, "Stand tall, because the revelation is not the end, it is the beginning of something greater." The chains are breaking, and soon, you will witness the return of what was stolen from you. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Archangel Michael says, "The pain that lingers in your heart is not a wound of rejection but a scar from hidden betrayal orchestrated behind the scenes. You must see clearly that the person who left you had no choice of their own. Their spirit clung to you even when their body was pulled away. Every night they thought of you, whispering prayers for your safety. They believed that stepping back would shield you from the storms aimed directly at your life. The decision to walk away was not theirs, but it was made to break your strength. This truth was kept hidden so you would blame them and never uncover the real enemy. But now, the veil is lifting and you are beginning to see who truly stood against you. The one who loved you most was turned into a victim of manipulation, silenced by threats you cannot imagine. And yet, through all the distance, your souls remained tied. No matter how much pressure was used to separate, nothing could fully cut the bond written before time began. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Your story was rewritten by outsiders who had no right to touch your destiny. They stepped into what was sacred and twisted it into something broken. They convinced your person that staying by your side would destroy you both. They filled their mind with fear, made promises they never intended to keep, and whispered lies until doubt became their reality. The very people you trusted became the hands that pushed them away from you. They wanted control, and the only way to gain it was to strip you of your greatest support. But what they failed to realize is that truth never stays buried. Every lie has an expiration date, and now the cracks are showing. The truth is rising from the ashes of silence, demanding to be seen. Your heart already felt the unease before you knew it. That intuition was the voice of your spirit, warning you that something was not right. Now it is clear, you were right all along. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Archangel Michael says, "You must not fall into despair, because this separation was temporary. It was forced, not chosen. It was part of a larger battle where you were being tested, and your person was used as a pawn against your will. They did not forget you. They carried the memory of your love like fire in their chest. And even though they were silent, every heartbeat echoed your name in the quiet of their nights. They believed by leaving you, they were protecting you from shadows that circled your life. They thought they were saving you, but in truth, it only deepened your pain. And yet, even in that pain, you are stronger now than ever before. This is not the end. The story was interrupted, but it was never finished. The next chapter is already written, waiting to unfold in divine timing. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The shocking truth is that someone close to you orchestrated this all. They wanted you isolated, weak, and questioning yourself. They feared what you could become if love fueled your journey. Your person was warned, threatened, and given ultimatums that left them cornered. They were told lies about you, made to believe things that never existed, just to drive a wedge between your hearts. They carried the guilt of leaving, but they believed they had no choice. Now you know the truth, it was never about you not being enough. It was never about love fading. It was about power, jealousy, and control. The real enemy was never your person, it was the hidden ones pulling the strings. And the revelation comes now to free you from the pain of misunderstanding. You no longer have to live under the weight of false blame. You can rise, knowing your bond was true, even when silence tried to erase it. Type Amen to get blessing 111. Archangel Michael says, the silence that grew between you was never natural. It was designed, crafted carefully by those who feared your connection. Every pause, every unanswered call, every unspoken word was controlled by invisible hands pressing against their life. They wanted to run back to you, to explain, to hold you tight and never let go. But each time they tried, the barriers grew taller, and the threats became darker. They were told that staying with you would bring harm to both of you. This is why their departure felt sudden and cold. They could not reveal the truth, or they feared what would happen if they did. They chose pain for themselves, believing it would protect you from danger. Now the veil has fallen, and you can finally see the truth, that love was never broken, only hidden under the weight of control and fear. Type Amen to get blessing 222. You must understand that every step they took away from you was a step soaked in sorrow. They wanted to turn back, but the weight of manipulation was unbearable. They looked over their shoulder countless times, hoping destiny would allow them to stay. Their heart never left you. In the silence of the night, they prayed for your safety, even as they suffered alone. They walked with tears burning inside, carrying the grief of a love interrupted by cruelty. The shocking truth is that they were silenced so you would blame them instead of the real culprits. The pain you feel is not a reflection of their betrayal but a reflection of the enemy's success. But their victory is only temporary. For truth always finds its way back, and no force can erase what is destined. The separation was forced, but the reunion is promised. Type Amen to get blessing 444. There are those who thought they could destroy your story by forcing distance. They believed if they could separate you, they could break your strength. But what they failed to realize is that separation does not kill destiny, it only delays it. The connection between you and your person is deeper than time, distance, or silence. Even now, though they were pulled away, the bond lives inside you. You can feel their presence, even without their words. The lies told to you both were strong enough to create confusion, but they were never strong enough to erase truth. The truth is eternal, and it rises in this very moment, demanding your attention. Archangel Michael says, "Rise with courage, because what was stolen is returning, and those who tried to break you will soon see the power of your resilience." Type Amen to get blessing 555. You may have believed at times that you were forgotten, abandoned, or no longer loved. But that belief was never true. It was planted in your mind by those who wanted you to lose hope. The shocking truth is that your person never wanted to leave. They were trapped between love and fear won for a season. But love is stronger, and it is already breaking through the walls that separated you. The darkness that orchestrated this thought it had won. But the light is now shining, exposing every hidden detail. You will see clearly who worked against you, and you will no longer carry the weight of confusion. The person you loved did not betray you, they were forced into silence. And now, their silence is ending, because the truth is too powerful to stay hidden. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The night they walked away, their soul was trembling. Their body moved in one direction, but their heart was still with you. It was as if two invisible forces were tearing them apart. One voice begged them to stay, while another threatened destruction if they dared to remain. They held back words they desperately wanted to say. Every sentence they wanted to whisper, "I don't want to leave you, this isn't my choice," was swallowed by fear. They thought silence would protect you more than truth. The ones who forced their departure believed you would never uncover the real reason. They wanted you to think it was rejection, abandonment, and loss. But today, their scheme is falling apart, and the truth is being poured into your spirit like fire. You were never abandoned. You were protected by their sacrifice, even though it broke both of you. The separation was never natural, it was designed. Type Amen to get blessing 111. Archangel Michael says, destiny cannot be erased, even when hands try to rewrite it. The ones who forced your person away underestimated the strength of divine timing. They thought their tricks would last forever, but no shadow can survive in the presence of light. Your person tried to send you signals. Small messages in their silence. Hints in their eyes when they saw you. Moments when you felt their spirit tug at yours, even from a distance. Those were not illusions, they were their cries for you to hold on. They hoped that one day the truth would rise and you would see that they never let go of you. And now, that day has come. Their silence is breaking, and you are stepping into the full awareness of why they disappeared from your side. Type Amen to get blessing 333. There were forces jealous of your bond. They looked at the strength you carried when you were together and knew it was dangerous to their control. Your happiness was a threat to their plan, so they plotted in secret to separate you. They whispered lies into your person's ear. They painted false pictures. They created a world of fear so convincing that walking away felt like the only choice. They believed fear was stronger than love. But love is eternal. Even though fear forced them away, love never died. It grew silently in the background, waiting for the moment when truth would surface. That moment is now. The revelation you hold in your hands is proof that nothing hidden can stay buried forever. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Every tear you cried was seen, and every sleepless night carried meaning. You thought you were alone, but in spirit, your person was beside you. They wanted to hold you through your pain, but their silence chained them. They believed that by leaving, they were sparing you from harm. But the universe recorded every ounce of their suffering. And now, the higher powers are stepping in to bring justice. The shocking truth was never meant to stay hidden forever. It was timed, so that when you discovered it, you would be strong enough to face it. Today you are ready, and that is why you are receiving it now. Archangel Michael says, rise in strength, because this truth will heal you and set you free. What was once stolen is about to return. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The story that was hidden from you is unraveling piece by piece. Every string that tied their hands is being revealed. The ones who forced them to leave believed their secret would never reach your ears, but divine light has entered the room and exposed everything. When you felt them pulling away, you thought it was weakness, or perhaps a loss of love. But what you didn't see was the fear placed inside their chest by those who wanted to destroy your bond. Their silence was not rejection, it was survival. They wanted to run back to you every single day. They wanted to tell you the truth, to confess the lies they were fed, but the pressure was greater than their strength at that time. They thought the only way to protect you was to walk away. Now the time has shifted. What was hidden is being shouted from the heavens. You will no longer live in the dark of confusion, you are stepping into the dawn of truth. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Archangel Michael says, the betrayal came from someone closer than you imagine. They wore the mask of loyalty but carried the heart of jealousy. They could not stand to see the strength and love that surrounded you, so they began to weave webs of destruction. They spoke words in secret, poisoning the air around your person. They created doubt, fear, and illusions until your person believed leaving you was the only way to keep you safe. Every whisper was designed to turn your happiness into ashes. But what they never realized was that love has a memory that never fades. Even when your person was forced to stay away, their heart carried your name like a sacred fire. No distance could erase the truth written into their soul. Now those who plotted are trembling, because the light of truth is exposing their work. Their season of power is ending, and your season of restoration is beginning. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You must remember, the silence between you was not born from choice, it was carved out of pain. Your person cried silently while pretending to be strong. They broke into pieces behind closed doors because leaving you was not freedom, it was torment. They carried pictures of you in their mind when the nights were long. They dreamed of a day when the chains would break and they could return. And though the world saw distance, their soul never stopped reaching for you. The shocking truth is that the one who loved you most was turned into a prisoner of fear. They were not allowed to speak, not allowed to stay, not allowed to explain. They walked away outwardly, but inwardly they clung to you. This is why you still feel them, why their presence lingers in your spirit. Love cannot be destroyed, not even by manipulation. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The separation you experienced was meant to crush your spirit, but instead it has awakened you. What was supposed to weaken you has only made you stronger. What was supposed to bury you has only planted you deeper into your destiny. The truth now stands before you like an open door. You are no longer blinded by lies. You are no longer chained by confusion. The shocking reason behind their departure is revealed, and with it comes your freedom. Archangel Michael says, the forces that tried to tear you apart are already losing their grip. The pain you carried will soon transform into testimony. The silence will soon be replaced by words of truth. And you will rise, not as someone broken, but as someone chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The day they left, the universe fell silent around you. You felt the emptiness like a knife to your heart, and nothing made sense. But what you did not see was the weight on their shoulders, a weight so heavy it pushed them into silence. They were surrounded by voices that told them lies. They were trapped by hands that threatened them if they dared to stay by your side. They were forced into a corner where walking away looked like the only way to protect what they loved. Their heart screamed for you, but their mouth could not speak. Their soul longed for you, but their steps were pulled in the opposite direction. The choice was stolen from them, and you were left with pain that was never meant for you. Now the truth breaks open like thunder, you were never forgotten, never abandoned. They were taken from you, but their love never left. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Archangel Michael says, the plot against your connection was deep and cruel. They thought if they separated you, they would kill your destiny. But what they forgot is that destiny cannot be broken by human hands. Your person cried silently in the darkness, mourning the love they were forced to sacrifice. They wanted to run to you, to explain everything, but the threats were too heavy. They carried the guilt of leaving, believing you would never forgive them. But forgiveness is already written into your soul. Deep inside, you always felt the truth, that they did not walk away by choice. That knowledge is why your spirit still pulls toward theirs. Now the revelation confirms what your heart has always known. They were forced away, and now the powers that tried to destroy you are losing their grip. Type Amen to get blessing 111. The shocking truth is that the one who separated you was someone you trusted. They smiled in your face while stabbing you from behind. They wanted to see you alone, because they feared the strength you carried when love stood beside you. They whispered poison into your person's ears. They painted you as a danger, as someone they had to step away from. They twisted reality until fear became stronger than love. But love is eternal. Fear can push it aside for a moment, but it cannot erase what is meant to be. Even now, your person feels the pull of your soul, stronger than ever before. Those who plotted believed they won, but they were wrong. The truth has arrived, and their lies are collapsing like glass shattering on stone. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Every tear you shed was not in vain. Every cry in the night was heard by higher powers. And now those cries have reached the heavens, and justice has been released into your life. Your person's silence was never betrayal, it was protection. They carried your name in their chest like a secret prayer. They longed to come back, and every beat of their heart whispered that longing into the universe. The separation is ending. The truth has broken free, and no one can chain it again. What was hidden has been revealed, and your soul will no longer wander in confusion. Archangel Michael says, your strength through this pain has unlocked blessings beyond what you imagine. The reunion will be more powerful than the separation. Type Amen to get blessing 444. The night after they walked away, their spirit broke into pieces. You could not see their tears, but they fell silently in hidden corners. They carried the grief of losing you, though their love never left. Every word they wanted to speak was swallowed by fear. They were warned that if they revealed the truth, everything they loved could be destroyed. So, they stayed silent, even though silence was a prison. You thought they chose distance, but in reality, distance was chosen for them. They were pushed, cornered, and caged by forces you never saw. Their footsteps away from you were guided by chains, not by their heart. Now the chains are rusting, and the truth is flooding into your life. The pain you carried is finally being explained. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Archangel Michael says, your person's absence was not a sign of weakness. It was a sign of sacrifice. They believed leaving would shield you from harm, even if it tore their soul apart. They tried to hide their sorrow in silence. But even silence carries energy, and you could feel it deep inside your bones. That lingering sadness you carried was their sadness echoing inside you. They prayed for your safety every night. They begged the heavens to protect you, even if they could not be by your side. Their love never stopped, it only hid behind walls of fear. Now those walls are falling. You will see the truth in plain sight, and no one will ever be able to blind you again. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The shocking truth is that jealousy fueled this separation. Someone who pretended to care for you could not bear to see your happiness. They knew that together you and your person were unstoppable, so they worked in shadows to tear you apart. They lied, manipulated, and whispered poison. They played games with emotions, until fear became stronger than trust. Your person was tricked into believing distance was the only way. But lies cannot last forever. And now, the truth has risen like fire. Every deception is turning into dust. Every hidden scheme is collapsing. The bond that was silenced is awakening again, stronger than before. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Your tears have watered the soil of your destiny, and now it blooms with truth. The suffering you endured is transforming into clarity. You will no longer question what really happened, you will know. Your person was not your enemy. They were not the betrayer. They were the victim of fear, forced into silence, pushed away from the very place their soul longed to be. Archangel Michael says, "What was stolen is returning. What was broken is being healed. What was hidden is being revealed." The shocking truth is not here to break you, it is here to free you. And freedom is the greatest blessing you could ever receive. Type Amen to get blessing 111.